Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Mezzanine, the Broadway podcast for the Broadway fans. Today, I have the Queen Broadway bestie, Brynny, on. What up, Bryn?
Hi, everybody. I'm back. It's been a while.
That's like your slogan.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm
It's
pretty
been a
sure it's
while.
from like a scary movie.
It makes me think of
back.
I'm back. Did you miss me?
Because I missed you, the
Yeah.
Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of spooky movie, it is Halloween season.
It is.
What are you doing for Halloween?
I'm going back home.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand out candy. We live in a neighborhood with a lot of trick-or-treaters. So I'm just going to do that. Last year, I didn't do anything for Halloween. What are you doing for Halloween?
Actually, well, I really had an amazing idea. I was going to be the Green Fairy from Moulin Rouge. I'm bopping around to some parties. However, that did not come together. So I'll probably be a pirate or something. I don't know. It's like so not good Broadway fan of me. But I know I would love, honestly, like if I could really do anything, I would love to be Veronica from Heathers and Reed dress up as, what's his name? I'm thinking like RJ, DJ. What is his name? What's that character's name? The guy. Oh, freeze your brain. Y'all are going to kill me.
It'll come to you in like
Please Google
10
it.
minutes. Okay. Let's see. I feel like so many people
It's
are
like
dressing
DJ,
up.
RJ.
I feel like a lot of people are doing Wicked costumes this year.
Jason, JD. Oh my God. Yeah. I
would
would
be
love
good.
to do that, honestly.
That would be good.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing Wicked.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of American Girl dolls.
Classic. It's the weight of my heart.
You could do that really well.
I could do that.
Kit Kittredge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Easily with the bob.
Yeah.
The bob is bobbing.
I've been like Barbie a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
It fits. Well, you
I don't know.
guys, super excited to dive into some Broadway news because it has just been like kind of a wild ride lately, I feel.
Yeah, it is just like
There's a lot that's been coming out.
show after show after show, starting and opening and previews and opening nights.
Yeah.
And this and that. And
It feels like the weeks before Tony's, it feels like that now.
Yeah.
Like just with the overwhelming amount of Broadway news and shows and everything. But
Yeah.
it's fun too.
it's so fun. I've seen so much theater in the last like 3 weeks. It's kind
So
of
much.
insane. Lindsay's also seen a lot.
Yes, before we get into this, though, I have to tease a little something, you guys. So, Bryn knows. I have some very exciting interviews coming up, and I did one right before this episode with somebody that I have just loved and followed since like 2020. I have followed her career. Okay, there's a little bit of a hint. And she is such a queen, and she is really about to be in a really huge production, and I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited to see her on tour. Am I saying too much? And I think she's going to do incredibly. And so that interview is occurring next week. Should we like give any other hints? Have I already given too much away? I always give too much
that's
away. I just like love her so much, and meeting her and sitting down and chatting with her, it was exactly what I thought. There are certain interviews I do, you guys, where I'm like, oh, I don't know what to expect. I know they're going to be incredible. But like, are we going to vibe? Are they going to be FTM coded? Like, is this all going to work out? And her, like, I was like, I wasn't nervous at all. I knew it was going to be great. Of course, you know what is the worst?
What?
And I literally do it every time.
Okay.
This person does not have a confusing name.
Oh, you couldn't figure out how to say the name.
I knew how to say it. But then when I was like, hi, everybody, so-and-so is on From the Mezzanine, I was like, I was instantly like, did I say it right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I do that every time. And I just was like, why can't, I'm just terrified of saying people's names wrong. Like terrified.
It's when you think about it too hard,
I do.
then you say it wrong. Like if you just go with your gut and don't like overanalyze it.
I know, but I feel like
get it.
people get so offended when you say their names wrong. And like, I know this person wouldn't have. However, like, even though I've known her for so long, I knew exactly how to say her name. It's not even confusing. Like,
People probably say her name wrong all the time.
I know.
And as
but
someone
I
whose
didn't want to be
name-
one to say her name wrong. And
Yeah.
then I like made it weird because I was like, did I do it? Like, I was like, I'm here with da. And then I said her name, and then it was awkward.
As
you
someone
guys.
whose name gets said wrong all the time,
Why? What do you?
People call me Brian all the time.
Brian.
Like, no joke. Every time I go to Starbucks, every time I order food anywhere, Brian. Have you never heard anyone call me Brian?
No.
It's constant.
Why?
Like almost every day.
That is so weird.
I'm not even joking.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
I will never say your name wrong. It's ingrained in me. However,
I would hope so. But what I mean is, it's part of having.
I do it
a
every
not
time.
common name.
And I feel like Broadway people have very unique stage names too, which just makes it harder. But it's good for them. But I just like, I'm facepalm in that moment. Like, I know how to say her name. You're right.
It's
I
okay.
think about it too much. Anyways, aside from that, it might get cut out of the podcast. Because I'm ashamed. Aside from that, the interview was incredible. And then we have another, like, you guys are going to lose your minds. I checked the person's following count today. I was just like, oh, they're incredible. Like, I know everybody knows them and like whatever. And then today I was like, they were on my feed, of course, because they're always on my feed. And I was like, let me see how many followers they have. Over 1 million. I was like,
I did that too when you told me who it was. And they popped up on my feed as they typically do. I was like, oh, let me just double check. It's crazy. I did not realize the reach that this person has.
So now I'm like, oh my God. I cannot believe how easy they've been to work with and how like quickly they wanted to come on the pod. Yeah, I'm really excited to chat with them.
It's gonna be so good.
I think it's too soon to give hints because last time I gave hints way too early and everybody figured it out with Bryn Comer.
Well, that was over 1 million followers is a pretty good hint.
It's actually not because it could be. I
guess you didn't say anything else.
Wait,
about
now I want to
anything.
look at like how many followers. Like, it's not Jeremy Jordan, guys. Shocker, I know. But now I want to see like how many followers he has. Like, does he have 1 million? Actually, probably not. Okay, now I'm really gonna psych myself out.
It's Charlie D'Amelio, everyone.
It's not Charlie D'Amelio.
No.
Wait, she probably has like 7 million followers.
Oh, she has like 43 million.
Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better. It's fine. Like 1 million, no big deal. Me over here with my 3,000. I'm so excited to chat with them.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Museum of Broadway, my home away from home. I'm so excited to do another. Like, I feel like I've done so many episodes there, but I literally haven't. But I feel like I have. So I'm really excited for that. Any hoodle, let's talk about our shows.
Yeah.
So here's my legacy playbills for the shows that I have recently seen at a glance, people. So we have Louis Armstrong, or Louis Armstrong as they refer to him in the show, but I've never heard anybody refer to it that way. What is it actually called? A Wonderful World. I almost said a wonderful noise. Back to the Future. And
this playbill's
left
so
on 10th.
cute.
Yeah, the playbill's really cute. And I also love this playbill. This is actually my favorite playbill design that they have, and I need a Wicked one. Girlies, if you've seen The Wicked and you got this playbill,
The Wicked.
Please, I do so
This
much
is my
for you.
favorite.
Give it to me.
This design is my favorite.
No, yeah, I like this one.
If any girlies have an extra of this era of The Outsiders,
that's the only one she doesn't
That's the only one I don't have, and it's my favorite one. And I don't think I'm going to go again this month. So
she needs it.
I need
Send it to her.
I'll
she
trade
deserves
you.
it.
I have all the other 3. I'll trade you. Anyway, moving on.
So at a glance, let's talk about A Wonderful World. So, yeah. So this is a preview. I saw the understudy. Unfortunately, James Monroe Iglehart is not doing Sunday evening performances. So we had his understudy. He was excellent. And this one was really for my parents. I cannot lie. I did want to see it. And it was definitely on my list because I chatted with James Monroe Iglehart at the Drama Desk Awards and literally fell in love with that man. What a dream. And he was chatting up his show. And so ever since then, I've been like, okay, I have to support my man. And anyway, so I was really excited about this. Plus, like, I enjoy to a degree shows about somebody's life that you don't know much about. And I thought his would be really interesting. And it was. But it was way too long, you guys. It was like 3 hours long, but it's in previews. It was literally like its first week. So I'm sure they're going to short up because they absolutely have to. And there was plenty that they could totally trim. But overall, it was a joy. And some of you guys were like, hey, I'm planning on taking my dad. Would they like it? And let me tell you, my parents absolutely loved it. I was like, you guys, that was a little long. And they were like, what do you mean? No, it wasn't. And I was like, okay. At the end, I was like, if they don't start singing A Wonderful World, I'm going to die.
I think it's definitely the kind of show I will see with my mom.
Yeah, totally.
I'm in no rush particularly to see it.
Yeah.
I do want to see James Monroe Iglehart. After that interview you did with him and Spamalot, and he's just like he was so
Yeah, he's a
nice.
dream. So nice.
And they do
Genuinely.
student rush tickets, right?
Yeah, I still have my student ID. So yeah, I got student rush tickets.
I wasn't trying to out you. I was just like asking. Speaking of student rush tickets, what I will say is I saw Our Town last weekend.
Yeah.
Student rush. And we were on the stage, which those are selling for I think $225 online for a weekend show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, they're selling those seats.
They're selling them.
Interesting.
But for a weekend show, they're over $200. For a weekday show, they're like $180 or something. And they were selling the student rush.
For $25
for those
on the
ones.
stage. So
Yeah.
cool.
And I
wish
guess it's
would've
because
sat there.
they want to fill the stage.
Yeah.
So that it looks better.
Makes sense.
Anyway, that's my student rush note. So
Yeah, very cool. Okay, wait, what do we have over there? Back to the Future. You guys, this is the first time I've seen Back to the Future. It was time. It was the day before they announced that they are closing, which, why don't we just go ahead and talk about the fact that they're closing since we're already bringing it up. So it was announced this week that Back to the Future is closing on January 5th. You've seen Back to the Future.
I have seen it. I saw it actually in August of 2023. So quite a long time ago. I do want to try and go when JJ is in as Marty McFly, just because I think he'd be so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love.
And his video made me really emotional. It was really sweet.
It was really sweet. And like, I have he's going to land on his feet. Like, he is such an amazing person and has
so employable.
Yes, the most. So what do you see for him next? Somebody said like Moulin Rouge Christian, and I can fully see that.
I don't see that.
I fully see that.
Whenever I just think of like, where can I picture a like young male on Broadway going? My brain always immediately thinks about The Outsiders.
I know, but I don't see that.
But I don't necessarily see him. I think he'll originate something. Honestly, I'm quite surprised that he wasn't announced to be part of the Smash cast, which we'll talk about that later.
Wait, why?
Because he was in the workshop.
Oh. Interesting.
And that announcement, we'll talk about that. But that came the day before the closing announcement.
Oh.
So I kind of then, once the closing happened, I was like, oh, I'm surprised he's not doing Smash. But
okay.
Anyway, he'll get something very quickly. I'm sure it'll be like a new role in a new musical. Like it'll be something big.
Yes, and then I think Casey Likes is going to go over to The Outsiders, because Casey Likes was actually Pony Boy at La Jolla, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely in the workshops.
I think in the workshops.
Okay.
It was Brody at La Jolla.
So Casey, in a way, was the original Pony Boy. And I think
he
would
could totally
be fantastic. Casey Likes is the busiest person on Broadway. He is at every single workshop. It is insane. What?
It's insane. I was just going to say, I've seen him twice in the last week. I went to the Notebook last weekend for Joy Woods' closing performance. I wasn't going to go again, and then we won the lottery for her closing show, and I was like, it's a sign.
Yeah.
And he was there. Aww. And then I saw him again because I walked by the Romeo and Juliet opening night, and he was there. I don't know if this girl he was with is his girlfriend, or I don't know who she is, but she was with him at both of them.
Okay.
And he posted on his story the night of the night of the Romeo and Juliet opening, being like, I'm out of Back to the Future tonight. I'm going to support a really close friend's opening. So I don't know if she's involved with it somehow. This girl I don't know. Anyway, he is everywhere. This man is everywhere.
He was just in Warriors. He's on the album Orphan Town, Orphan. He's like a pop punk orphan, and he sings the song with the guy from Pitch Perfect. Is it Ukish? I don't remember his name.
And I swear he went from Almost Famous to Back to the Future in 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, I can see him going over to be Pony Boy. I think it'd be really good.
I think it could happen soon.
Possibly.
I mean, we have till January 5th for Back to the Future.
Like, Back to the Future was so cute. I really, really loved it. Especially the last 30 minutes blew my freaking mind. And that is what everybody has said. They were like, you need to go to see like the last 5 minutes. Let me tell you, like once the climax hits and they're like at the party and he's like making his parents lovebirds again. And then he is, trying to go back in time. Incredible. Him and Roger Bart.
So good.
Did they improv a lot with you?
I don't remember.
They improved so hard, and like they just would keep going and keep going and keep going, and then Casey Likes literally was like, okay, say your line again. And Roger Bart said it, and then he was like, but what do we do?
That's
like, it
funny.
was so funny, and they're having so much fun with
Yeah.
it. And that's what happens. Like, towards the end of a show, people just kind of go balls to the wall, and they play with it like they never have before.
And it's been like 15, 16 months now that it's been on Broadway.
It opened August 2023, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I saw it within the first month of it
Oh, that's
being
crazy.
open. I know.
Wow.
Anyway,
So you saw it with like Amber Ardolino. You might have actually seen it with Emma Pittman too.
I'm sure I did.
You should check your playbill. That's cool.
Yeah, I will. Daryl Tofo was also an understudy.
Yeah.
Did
Back
you
to
know
the
that?
Future. Yes, yes, yes.
For Marty McFly.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll look. They perform Power of Love in the way that you wish Heart of Rock and Roll
Yes.
performed Power of Love.
Yeah, I love that song. Don't need money, don't need fame. Don't need a
But it's great in Back to the
ride
Future.
this train. I loved the effects. I was blown away by the car.
Mhm.
If you don't know, fast forward because it's literally like jaw on the floor, crazy moment. But at the very end, I'm serious, you guys. If you haven't seen it, you should really fast forward because this gives away so much. Okay, goodbye. Now the people who have already seen it. The car drives out over the audience at the end, as you know, and it does a little turn. And I, being the bad person I am, have looked up videos of that because everybody's told me like you have to see this one part, and I was like, I don't know if I'll see it before it closes. So then I looked up videos, and I totally thought in the videos I was like, it's easily a projection, like they're not actually in that car. The car does not. It's like all these lights shining over the audience, not real. That is real. That is real.
Love
It's
this
real.
playbill. It's so cool. I'm
Because
really
I was
interested.
I had a great seat, and I could see the car right there, and they were in it in case it was like waving.
I'm really interested to see how it happens on tour. Because
this
like,
would be an excellent show to go on tour.
yeah, and I think it started. It's either started or it's starting very soon
I don't know.
because
But it's
I
headed
know
to Germany.
it is going to Germany after it closes on Broadway, which is
Honestly,
so
like
interesting.
everybody will enjoy this show. I truly do believe that, and it would do great on tour. It is commercial as commercial can get, but it's actually good.
It will be closing after almost 600 performances. They
Yeah,
just
which is
passed
fantastic.
500, so it's a
Yeah.
good run.
Definitely a good run, something to be proud of. And honestly, like the Winter Garden is so large. If you're not at the top of the grosses, they're gonna replace you because why have
Yeah.
you? So unfortunately, that's probably why is going to be leaving. Is the owners probably didn't want to keep it, which is sad, but also. Obviously, this cast has already gone on to do wonderful things, so I'm not worried about the cast. What I'm really just sad about is like Roger Bart's. When he was nominated for the Tony, I was like, oh, please, like whatever. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh no, he was deserving of that nomination.
Yeah.
He was so funny. I fell in love with him. And now my friend I went with, Bailey, shout out. She and I are going to watch The Producers because she like loves him from Producers, the movie apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
love Back to the Future. And then we saw Left on 10th, which had 2 dogs in it, which was like the highlight.
Yeah.
It was like a really sweet play, very rom-com, like felt like early 2000s New York.
Giving Hallmark movie, but
Giving
like in the
Hallmark
best
movie.
way.
It is starring Julianne Margulies and Peter Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
So very nice coupling there. And I loved the set. That was probably one of my favorite features of the
It was
play.
cool.
But you guys, I'm tired of going to plays. I don't think I can do it anymore.
We're seeing a play tonight. The time has finally come that we're seeing McNeil. But back to Left on 10th. I honestly had no idea what to expect. I read like a little summary at one point and I completely entirely forgot it.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew the cast was stunning. So I was like, okay,
yeah.
this will be cute. And
I love
the
Peter
demo
Gallagher.
was definitely an older demo. Like,
Mhm.
like a kind of fancy New York people were there.
Yeah.
Was her name? Who?
Like I know my mom would be like swooning over Peter Gallagher.
Absolutely. And he was totally spoonable. He was very
Yeah.
cute. And it was very sad because basically at a glance, here's the synopsis. So Julianne Margulies' character, what was her name?
Delia.
Delia, which by the
Was it
way,
Delia?
I could name my child Delia. I really like that name.
Really?
It's Delia. It's definitely
Delia makes me think of Kimberly Akimbo. Delia
she, her
McDaniels.
husband passed away and she's a widow at the beginning of the show. And then she like has an internet relationship with Peter Gallagher's character, who, yes, his name is Peter. And then they fall in love. They meet. She gets sick. It's very sad. But she is, what? Oh,
The dogs are in the playbill.
oh my God. Bryn is showing for those listening. She's showing the playbill and the dogs are in there. What are their names?
We didn't look last night. Nessa Rose.
Nessa Rose. Nessa Rose
and Charlie.
Oh my god, cute.
The other thing I will say about this show, there are 2 other actors in it who play probably like
300 characters
each.
Yeah, no, actually.
No one is working harder than them on Broadway. Like literally, it was crazy.
Anyways, it was a very cute show. Bring your parents, bring your grandparents. They're going to love it. Is it for the young girlies on Broadway? Perhaps if you're a hopeless romantic. But I did enjoy it. But yes, bring on the musicals, girly. I've seen too many plays. Okay, that's the Broadway recap. Do you have any? You saw Romeo and Juliet. You want to talk about it for a sec?
I have seen, I think, 16 shows so far in October, which is crazy because it's like the 26th. I'm gonna just like quickly look at my list. I have seen, okay, since we caught up, I've seen Job, MJ, The Notebook twice, The Notebook 3 times, Outsiders twice. I've seen Sunset Boulevard, Romeo and Juliet, The Roommate, Maybe Happy Ending, Once Upon a Mattress, 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee in DC. I saw Our Town. A lot.
But we're going to talk about the reviews for Sunset and Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
So talk about your experiences about the other ones, not those yet.
My favorite that I've seen, new thing, obviously Outsiders is iconic. Maybe Happy Ending is unfrickin' real. Like, and we saw it the 3rd preview. So it was like
crazy.
Right away. We were front row. And their marked partial view, I have, just because the stage is really high. When you see it, the set is so frickin', like, I'm like sad I'm not coming with you because I want to watch you react.
Yeah.
Because the set is so cool. And it's just like, I think if you're not in the center of the theater, you're obstructed. Like, I think on the side at all, it's obstructed.
Really? Oh, yikes.
But, and I'm not just saying this as like a certified Glee girl. Darren Chris's acting is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like, I can't even. Helen J. Shen, icon. Like, but Darren Criss just steals the frickin' show. I'm gonna go back over and over. It like gives me the feeling that Kimberly Akimbo gives me.
Okay.
It's like very like warm and fuzzy and like, I need to go back immediately. It's so good and the music is so good. And I know Darren will be nominated for a Tony. There's no way he won't. It gives me chills.
That's
It gives
awesome.
me chills. It's so
I'm
good.
seeing it this week, you guys.
And it will 1000% be nominated for set. And if it doesn't win, I'll be like blown away. It's so cool.
Oh, I'm so
It's
excited.
so
Wait, how is it
cool.
cool? Just tell us.
So they're basically like, they live in these apartments and you see like one at a time and then the rest is just all black.
Okay.
But then the black will go away and it'll fade out and you'll see both their apartments at once. And then it'll move and it'll be one. And then the apartments disappear and then there's a whole other house.
Okay.
Oh, it's so cool. They're like upstairs at points. They're like downstage at points. Like it's really cool.
Okay.
It's really
It sounds
cool.
like it had to be their moment, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to
cool.
explain. 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which you would think I cast that show.
Yeah.
Because it's
Fully.
literally my dream cast.
Yeah.
It was like Kevin McHale from Glee,
Bonnie
Noah
Milligan.
Galvin, Bonnie Milligan, and Nina White from Kimberly. Insane. And it was hilarious. And there are guest spellers every show. And we had Jesse Tyler Ferguson and Jose Lana and another member from the original cast of Spelling Bee on Broadway. And they do like improv in it. And it was so funny. Noah Galvin is so good. Like
I'm not surprised from seeing theater camp.
I'm not surprised either, but I think I was like underestimating his like stage acting abilities.
Yeah. Okay. You never saw him in Dear Evan Hansen?
No.
Okay.
And he was so good. And Kevin McHale was so good.
So do you think it has
So
a life
good.
on Broadway?
Ugh, I wish. I don't know. Kevin has made it seem like he's not doing it anymore.
Why?
He just like, I don't know, it seemed all very wrapped up. Like it seemed like finished.
Like with his Instagram posts or what?
Yeah, and I have to listen to the podcast episode of him, the Glee podcast
Mhm.
from this week because he talks a lot about it. It just seems like he's like, that was my first theater experience and that's that.
Really? Like you don't think he's gonna do more theatrically?
I think he'll do more theater. I just don't know if it'll be that.
Okay.
But I did hear a clip of the podcast and it was funny. He didn't tell anyone until after the first weekend of performances that it was his first theater production ever in his life.
Aww.
And I guess none of them realized, like none of the other actors knew.
Really? Huh.
Which I think is hilarious. Ben Platt was in attendance, which was fun.
Of course.
I talked to Kevin McHale at the stage door.
Which is a big deal for our girly
Big
Bryn.
deal.
Very big
deal.
It's awesome.
It was so good. I also forgot, I also saw Safety Not Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
Off Broadway at BAM. And I really liked it. It was fun.
Cool. Okay. Let's get into our Broadway grosses, shall we?
Cha-ching!
Okay. What do we have, Brinny?
Number
I'm
one
getting
at the top
comfy.
of the list. What do you think it is?
I'm looking at it.
It's Wicked. At 100% capacity. That's
I'm not
crazy.
surprised.
15,000 seats filled at Wicked this week. Number two, or this is the week ending on October 20th.
Y'all like this? Bryn taking the reins. I had my
taking the
interview
reins.
this morning and I was like, honestly, I have no time to prepare. And she really wanted to come on because she's going to be out of pocket for a while. And I was like, girly, come on. But you got to like take the reins.
Gotta do the work. Number two is
Lion King.
number three.
Alexander Hamilton. Let me try to sing a song from every single
Okay.
one. Alexander Hamilton.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. Number four.
Well, why'd you angle it away from
Well,
me
'cause
so
I
I
don't
can't
know.
see it? Okay. In New York. Actually, I had somebody say I was a really good singer on the podcast
Really?
last week. And I was like, you should not have said that. You should never have
not
told me
stopping.
that. Okay, yeah. Hell's Kitchen is for...
Last night we were walking after Left on 10th and we walked under some scaffolding because there was construction on the street. And Lindsay goes, "Are we on the set of Hell's Kitchen?"
Honestly, it looked like it. And then this guy rushed
laughed.
behind me and made me
Yeah, that was
scream. He
weird.
scared the crap out of me.
Did you talk last week about Jessica Vosk taking over?
I did, briefly.
Iconic.
I was like, copy paste Shoshana, Jessica, because I was like saying whenever
good.
Shoshana announced her departure, I was like honestly, if you're a theater girly, go see it because Shoshana makes it.
Yeah.
And then they put Jessica Vosk in, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Like,
I
you're
will
good.
go again for Jessica Vosk. I am hardcore on Jessica Vosk TikTok right now.
Oh yeah,
Every video I see
good for her.
is Jessica Vosk. Everyone's like, she's the most talented singer of our generation. Her voice control is insane. Everyone thinks that she's the only Elphaba who didn't sustain vocal damage. Crazy. Anyway,
Interesting.
number 5.
You know, you gotta. This is Thriller. Thriller.
No.
Is that good?
Take that out.
No, that was good. That's my impression. No, you gotta. I'm starting with the
We're moving on.
Your face is red. Oh my god, I embarrassed her.
Number 6.
Honey boy is house ain't home without you. Me and Daryl wishing you and Johnny would just come home.
Outsiders, 102.27% capacity. Their average ticket price is $175, which is one of the highest. It's doing incredible. As per usual, Brody Grant is back.
Yes.
I think this was his first week back.
Mhm.
Great.
Very good.
Number
No, like
7.
literally no surprises except this one, which I can't sing because it's play. Is McNeil, which we're seeing tonight, doing very, very well. I will let y'all know how it is because I don't know.
It jumped a lot over.
Yeah,
the
it
last
has. It certainly
Almost
has.
$400,000.
Maybe Robert Downey Jr. was out or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't know what's going on over at that show. We'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
What are we gonna
8.
do if he's not? We're still gonna go.
I think
What if he's
when
not
it's a
in?
celebrity of that level, they're usually like, you can get a refund.
Okay.
You know, I'm not seeing it with
I'm
that.
just like scared. Like I've just heard really
I
bad things.
actually had a nightmare recently
Mhm.
because my friend is Kit Connor's #1 fan, and
Okay.
she's coming.
Not you.
No, like this girl. Every single text I get from her. Shout out Mackenzie. She's coming in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Her whole trip is planned around seeing Kit Connor, and I had a dream
As it should
that
be.
we show up to the theater and
he's
Kit
not
Connor's
in.
out.
Yeah, I mean, it's very real.
And it's always possible.
Nightmare.
And I think Kit Connor's above the title, so we could get new tickets, but it's like sold out.
Yeah.
Anyway. Number 8.
Oh. Green light.
That's it. The Great Gatsby.
La-di-da with you.
So The Great Gatsby has jumped up. I know it wasn't this high last week.
A rose.
Number 9.
So sophisticated. I just want to sing more.
That was 8.
Okay. 8 is Mr. Aladdin, so what will your answer be?
It's so interesting.
Take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Like, what comes to your mind first versus what comes to my mind first?
What came to your mind?
A Whole New World.
Yeah. A whole new. Sing it.
A whole new world. And like Gatsby for sing. Finally the past.
I know. For some reason, like, it wasn't coming to me, even though it's like my most listened to song currently.
And now number 10.
Sunset Boulevard. I know more words now. I know more words. Sunset Boulevard. You got to win.
Jackpot Boulevard.
Jackpot Boulevard. Yeah. At number 10. Honestly,
That was
I'm
number
surprised
10.
it's not doing better.
A few other things of note.
Was this a traumatic experience for you?
A little.
It shouldn't be a
MJ was
weekly.
traumatic.
It shouldn't be a
No.
weekly thing.
Right
I
below
had
that, at 11, is Moulin Rouge. And I mentioned Moulin Rouge because it went down almost $500,000 after Aaron and JoJo's last week, but nothing to be
Tis
worried
what
about.
it is.
Still doing well.
Yeah, literally.
And number
no
12,
worries.
we have Oh Mary, still at 100% sold out for the next like month. It's crazy.
Okay, so this is interesting. I'm surprised Sunset isn't ranking higher, to be honest with you, even though it's still in previews. I just would think with all of the hype, like this is the most hyped show right now.
Yeah.
And Romeo and Juliet, kind of. But I think Sunset Boulevard is higher.
What I will say, they only had 7 performances this week, not 8.
Okay, yeah.
Because this was like their opening night was the Sunday night. So this
Right.
was like the week leading up to it. So I assume this week now it'll jump. And when it has 8 performances, it'll jump.
Yeah, totally. And Romeo and Juliet, I would think, would be doing better. But it has time.
Their Romeo and Juliet is at 102% capacity.
Yeah. You cannot
Their
fit more
highest
people.
ticket price is $574. And they only have 6,500 seats for the whole week.
It's tiny.
So for the size of their theater, they are doing impeccably. I think they're the second highest ticket right now on Broadway other than Oh Mary.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to worry about there. Cabaret is holding steady at around 11. It's interesting. And Juliet seem to have bumped up a bit. I feel like they're usually lower. They're right behind Romeo and Juliet. And Stuff's also jumped up. Stuff's is not down at the bottom.
Yeah, but 6 is.
Yeah, 6 is dropping. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, what?
I'm just looking. I haven't really looked at it. Maybe Happy Ending's pretty low, but they also did a...
No, it literally doesn't count. Like, look.
I know they have no previous week. They only did 5 performances. I think
Doesn't
it'll
count.
also be kind of low for previews because they did like $29 preview lottery. So I think like the average ticket price is pretty low. Tammy Faye doesn't count. They
TBD,
had 1
yeah.
performance.
Yes. Okay. So with that, let's head on into our Broadway news brought to you by Broadway Bestie Bryn.
It's me.
Take it away, Queenie.
Maybe we will start with a review roundup of Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
Which
let's do it.
opened this past Sunday, October 20th.
Tell us who was in attendance, because Bryn was kind of in attendance.
I was across the street watching. My biggest celebrity sighting of that night was when
Matthew
we were
Morrison.
actually walking away from it to go get pizza for dinner. And who do we walk by in the middle of Times Square? None other than Matthew Morrison.
Was that like what? Like, were you like gagging?
I just can't, like, the fact that he's a real human being.
It's
like,
hard to believe.
You know,
it's hard
like,
to stomach.
It's just trigger warning. Sorry for talking about Matthew Morrison. Another big one. We walked by Billy Eichner.
That's crazy.
And he's an
that's crazy.
icon.
Yes. Andrew Rannells.
Andrew Rannells was there. Jesse Tyler Ferguson. Sarah Hyland.
Amazing carpet. Amazing.
Amazing. Who else did we see? That was cool. So many cool people.
Yeah.
So many cool people.
Okay, so I actually haven't taken a look at the reviews yet,
So
but they look very good
they're
at a glance.
Overall positive. They have an average rating of 71.4% on BroadwayWorld.com.
Which honestly, like, Broadway World has all of the reviews, but the heavy hitters, what are we talking? Jesse Green gave it a middle of the road. Variety gave it a thumbs up. Washington Post gave it a thumbs up. Vulture gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So, like, the very reputable ones, no bad reviews.
No. I was
Obviously.
really interested to see. I think there's only one, like, two negative reviews overall, and they're not big ones at all.
Yeah, so I'm like, that percentage feels weird to me. But
yeah.
whatever.
I was really curious about the reviews because it did really well in London.
Yeah.
Rave reviews on the West End, awards on the West End. And then it came to Broadway. I saw it. Nothing like I've ever seen before. I need to see it again closer because we were like so far and the theater was so dark and I was really tired.
I'm going to wait it out, you guys. I'm going to wait until I can get good seats because I feel the same way since it is minimalistic and everybody's talking about Nicole Scherzinger's acting. I'm like, okay, I will not just get a cheap ticket to be in a theater. I want to be close.
What is really cool about it is even if you are far, because of the effects they do, you can still see her acting.
Okay, that's cool.
That's all I will say.
Wait, but can you tell us a little more?
If you don't want spoilers, skip.
Is the camera always going?
Not always, but it's going at certain points, and her face is blown up like 300% huge on the big screen.
What's the percentage you'd say? Like half of it's going or more than that?
Less than that. Maybe 30%.
So then is that what you were alluding to? That like if you're in the back, you can still see her acting?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
because it's like right up on her face a lot.
Is there any set?
No. There's a chair.
I don't know. Okay, go on.
So it was a little sleepy for me because I was really far and it was really cold in the theater. But it was really cool. I'm such an old woman. My friend who I went with is like obsessed, like she's blown away by the show. Tom Francis is incredible. The Tonys this year are going to be absurd because Nicole's getting nominated. Audrey McDonald's getting nominated. If Idina Menzel doesn't get nominated, that'll be freaking insane. Like just like the big
caliber
ticket women.
I know, it's so exciting
that we're getting. It's crazy. So Jesse Green's mid review says, I can't help feeling that Lloyd's talent and that of his designers, let alone Scherzinger's, would be better lavished on better material.
Okay, so he's saying like they could do something. Yeah. A different show.
Lloyd is Jamie Lloyd, the director. Making Sunset Boulevard a hit again. The original.
I'm sorry, you pronounced it wrong.
What?
Sunset Boulevard.
What did I say?
You have to like sing it. You have to sing it.
Making Sunset Boulevard a hit again.
She's never coming back.
The original Broadway production ran 2.5 years, grossing more than $100 million. Is not so much an achievement as a stunt, like reanimating that dead chimpanzee.
What? Is that a spoiler? Okay.
The revival is not like Cats, the Jellicle Ball, this summer, a completely new way of looking at a Lloyd Webber musical. It's a completely new way of not looking at one.
What? This is a bad review. This is not mid. This is actually really bad.
Which I had a feeling Jesse Green would not like it.
He goes on to say, the waste. It makes me almost sad enough to weep a 10-foot glycerin tear. Okay, so that's actually a really bad review.
Yeah, that's a terrible review.
Okay.
This is a better review. So this is from Variety. The songs that previously seemed like filler material are bulked out with angular, crisp dancing and now register a cri de coeur about the cruel vicissitudes of Hollywood.
Yeah, okay, maybe not that review.
I was more thinking of the
basically
song.
What she's saying is that the director has taken the weaknesses of the show and turned them into strengths. Guys, do we really care about the reviews for this? I personally don't. Everybody is raving about it. It is going to be a huge hit this summer, or not this summer. Oh, I wish it was summer.
This season.
This season. Like, I don't even care about these, but they are mostly good. So
this one last quote from the Washington Post. Nicole Scherzinger's radiance as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard Sunset Boulevard.
Thank you for respecting my culture.
It's difficult to overstate. She sings as if we never said goodbye, an aching, one-sided duet with fame, with such delicacy and gut-slugging power that even Barbra Streisand, who covered it the same year the musical came to Broadway in 1994, might consider retiring the song from her repertoire.
Dang.
That's a huge statement.
Okay.
Apparently, she got a 6-minute standing ovation at opening night.
Chills. Yeah, I'm like not surprised. From what I hear, it's incredible.
6 minutes is a long time, though. If I was in the audience, I'd be like, get over yourself.
I don't know. I've witnessed that at
6 minutes?
Paradise Square. It was really long. It might have not been 6 minutes. It might have been like 3, but it was a long standing out, and it was deserved.
At Joy Woods' last performance, it was maybe a minute, and she left the stage. She finished My Days and basked in it for like maybe 20 seconds and immediately left the stage.
She's like, girls gotta go work on Gypsy. Yeah.
She left the stage door and goes, guys, I'm so sorry I'm not signing. I have rehearsal at 9 a.m., but I love you all. And like blew kisses and walked away.
Aww.
Queen.
Okay, well, these are as expected, I would say.
As expected.
Other than like Jesse Green's negativity. But anyways, let's chat about Romeo and Juliet, which actually I was really surprised by these. Not as good.
I unfortunately was not surprised.
Okay, but I haven't seen it. You have. So
I didn't.
Yeah, tell us.
My love for Kate Connor is unlike any other. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually have had a hard time watching coverage from this show because it actually makes me like I have a full body reaction. Like I can't explain what Heartstopper does to me in so many ways. It is such a healing, beautiful show. And like knowing that high schoolers right now are going to have this like depiction of what like proper love looks like. And I think about all these young girls who are going to like know how they should be treated because of this show. And it makes me emotional. And season 3 had just come out right before I saw it. And when I say I dissociated so bad, like I don't remember probably 50% of the show because I think I blacked out because I was like 10 feet from Kate Connor. And that was too much for my nervous system to handle.
Oh my God.
And spoiler alert, skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. Have you seen the video of him doing the pull-up?
I'm pretty sure we've all seen it.
It is insane. And I can't.
She can't even talk about it.
I can't talk about it. What I will say about this show, the stage door, people need to chill the F out or else it will get shut down. Like, it is unsafe. Yeah. It is so unsafe right now. And Kit is going to stop doing it because it is unsafe for him the way people are acting at that stage door. And Joe Locke had to stop stage dooring at Sweeney Todd's because he started getting death threats in the mail. So he had to stop. And if we keep up what we're doing with Kate Connor and Rachel Zegler, it's going to get shut down. So don't come every day. Don't see the show and then go 5 times in a row after. It's not fair to the people in the show who then don't get to be there because you are there an hour before they even come out. That's where my anger lies. That everyone who was against the barricade didn't even see the show. I think they should do something like Merrily where you had to show a ticket from that day to be able to stage door.
Huh. Yeah.
Because I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. Also, the way people were like yelling at him if he didn't sign their playbill. He has no obligation to any of you. The fact that he has stage doored for every single show is so impressive. Mm-hmm. And he looks exhausted. Not only is he doing the show 8 times a week, season 3 of Heartstopper just came out, and the amount of press he's had to do for that. Like, give this man a break. Rachel Zegler too. But Rachel at the stage door had to literally be like, guys, you need to stop pushing because this is dangerous. Because everyone, like, the barricades were about to fall onto her.
Mm-hmm. I know the FTM girlies are not the ones out there doing that.
No.
But you know, when you bring your loony bin friend who just loves Heartstopper, you gotta say, girly, he will get to you, and if he doesn't, be okay.
I'm just ranting because it was frustrating.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just really don't want it to get shut down, and I fear it will because it's crazy. It's crazy.
If it does, it does. I mean, who cares? Nobody's entitled to a stage door.
No.
So,
what I will say is it is definitely catered to a teenager, young adult audience. It is not catered to middle-aged men who are theater critics.
Okay, wait. So yeah, talk more about that.
Because every single person I have heard online who has seen it, I saw it, me and my friend who were there, have nothing bad to say about it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because it is so fun and like for our demographic.
Okay, cool. Because like reading these reviews, it solidified what I thought of, like, oh, it's Shakespeare still. Like, it's not, but you're saying like, no, it's like changed.
Yes.
Okay.
The way they use the theater is so cool. They are all over the place. They are up and down every aisle. They're in the ceiling. Okay. It's so cool. It's so cool. The cast, few shout out, obviously Kit Connor and Rachel Zegler are unreal. Gabby Beans, who I saw in Jonah, insane. So good. Another standout, Gian Perez, hilarious. I knew who he was because he's dating Nina White, my queen from Kimberly. Okay. The cast is so good.
What about Tommy Dorfman? How do I know that person?
Tommy Dorfman was in 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, okay, that's probably it.
I don't have anything bad to say about Tommy Dorfman, but nothing stood out to me about Tommy Dorfman. Okay. But a lot of people love them. I just also have no relation.
Yeah.
I have
Once
no
I saw them,
prior.
I was like, oh my God, wait, I know this person. Yeah, it's definitely from that. Okay, cool.
But
okay.
So
we have questions.
You have questions?
Yeah. So how much does Rachel Zegler actually sing?
She has one full song, which actually just came out on Spotify, and it's unreal.
So one full song.
I think that's kind of it. I'm trying to remember. But there's a lot of music throughout it. There's a DJ that's there the whole show.
So how much work do you think Jack Antonoff really did on it? Just that song?
Well, he definitely did that song. And there's a lot of music like at the beginning. There's music at the end.
And now that we've had opening night, we now know like Taylor Swift did not attend to support Jack Antonoff.
She'd have to go in full disguise.
No, she wouldn't. So many celebrities go to opening nights, like huge celebrities.
I actually don't think there's any celebrity in the world like Taylor Swift.
I mean, this is true.
Like Beyonce.
Yeah, it would be like Beyonce going, but I mean, like Michelle Obama went to Hell's Kitchen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I still don't like.
I think she could. I mean, Ariana Grande goes and sees shows all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, she could go. Like, perhaps not opening night when it's like so
She'd need
publicized,
to be in some disguise.
but I certainly think that she could go see this show.
She'd have to have so much security.
Of course she would.
Like the teeny bopper girlies would like run to her mid-show. Also, my last note about Romeo and Juliet. If you get up before the show's even over to go to the stage door, that's not okay.
Okay, but like, what are we talking? Like, have they bowed?
They haven't bowed. Okay, like, they're still acting.
Okay, yeah, that's not right.
Like, they're still acting on stage, and you're getting up in the middle of an aisle and walking over people to leave just so that they can stage door after they just acted their faces off for you.
Yeah, that's not right.
If you want to run out during curtain call, that's your choice. When everyone's standing, but to leave when they're still acting?
So I'm like really not on this train. Like, I don't understand why there's so much hype. I've never seen Heartstopper. I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it. I'm like really surprised by like the level of craze that you're speaking of.
Kit Connor is huge.
Okay.
The high school, early university aged people. Mm-hmm. You are probably the only person in my life I know who hasn't watched Heartstopper.
Okay.
I think it was Netflix's biggest show for views in the first like certain amount of time period when it first came out. Season 1. I have a distorted perception of it too because I'm so like hardcore into it right now, but like every other video on my TikTok is it's Kit Connor, Jessica Vosk, and the freaking pop music song. Have you seen all the little girlies dancing to the London, Paris, everybody?
No, I just saw Melody Rose do it.
Okay, mine is pop music, Kit Connor, and Jessica Vosk. That's all.
Maybe I haven't been on TikTok much.
And Yeah, his reach is huge.
Okay, let's get into some of the reviews.
Joe Locke too. Joe Locke had a big reach in Sweeney. Let's get in because I could talk about Kit Connor for probably 7 hours.
It's gonna be a 7-hour podcast. Okay.
Jesse Green says it's a little slick though, at least for seen that adults. The play's twisty language, expressive of twisty thoughts, is largely untangled, but in the process flattens.
Yeah, really bad. A lot of these, at a glance, what a lot of these said was more so they're not doing anything new when they have claimed that all they're doing is new. It's still Shakespeare. This show has been on Broadway 36 times and don't expect it to be any different is what a lot of these were saying. They said like it was very confuddled. Like they were trying to do way too much and it just got way over indulged, and that's generally the negative reviews here, and it got like a 51%. If I remember correctly, I think there were like 8 thumbs up, 7 mid, and like 4 thumbs down, so not entirely bad. And I kind of read the bad reviews more because I'm just curious what they have to say. But
this note from Jesse Green says, I smiled a lot but never came close to crying. I see that. I didn't come close to crying. I didn't think it would make me cry.
We know what's gonna happen. Yeah. So like,
it's like I don't think that these reviews are gonna harm the money they're gonna make.
No, they're not. Because guess what? The young theater going audience that it's trying to attract are not reading reviews.
And those seats are filled, and they know what they're doing. Like they know exactly what they're doing when Kit Connor does that pull up. Like the gasp. There was one point that he was like laying on the stage, and they get really close to the audience.
Interesting.
And there's this girl in the front row and she's like I could see her because the lights were on Kit, so the lights were kind of on her, full jaw to the floor, just gasping at him. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Deadline? I like Deadline.
Without tinkering with Shakespeare's language, this RNJ is full of youthful energy and, what's more, contemporary youthful energy. Watch how the young cast gestures, maneuvers, gets their bodies from one place to another, courtesy of movement, direction, and choreography by Sonia Taye.
Oh, love her.
And the effect is entirely fresh. A small example. Connor doesn't climb up a balcony or a trellis. He jumps and grabs a hold Juliet's bed platform, hovering high over the stage, then does a very impressive chin-up to get his lips where they need to be. It's a charming touch, and RNJ is full of them.
Well, that's a great review. Fully a fan fiction.
That's perfect.
Getting his lips right where they need to be.
You know what I will say one more thing on this show.
Okay.
The marketing of the and Juliet team, not the Romeo and Juliet team.
Is so good.
The and Juliet team right now is unreal. Like the fact in multiple facets. One, them doing Sunset Boulevard in Schubert Alley, Betsy Wolfe and Drew Gelling was hilarious. But them outside Romeo and Juliet, and she's like, there's a poster that says the youth are F. She goes,
no, they're not.
No, they're not. They're effing perfect. And she starts singing, and some stranger walks by. She goes, I'm a Tony nominee.
And she's like, thank you. And then the video where Rachel Zegler is like, get out of here to Betsy Wolfe. And she's like, I have a few notes, actually. Like, great show, but like, let's talk about the ending. And Rachel Zegler is like, this is my space. Like,
it's
love
so
you, Rachel, for actually not being like, I'm doing this like contemporary show, like nobody can touch it, which like she is known for diva qualities, but I love that she's having fun with it. So
she's a theater kid at heart.
Because she is. She's a theater kid. This is her safe space. So I love that.
Speaking of Anne Juliet, we got some casting news this week that Joey Fatone from NSYNC will be joining the cast of Anne Juliet from January 21st to March 16th.
It's so obvious. Like,
so quite a limited run, but I'm not surprised. He was at LC Fest, right?
No, that was
that was Lance.
Member. No. It was.
I don't know anything about NSYNC.
I got an email from his team today. That guy. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Joey Fatone makes a lot of sense. He will be playing the role
we're
of
Gen Z.
Lance. And, you know, they're doing stunt casting correctly.
Yeah, they are. No, everything they're doing right now is fantastic. Right now, they're targeting 2 very different demographics with Joey Fatone. Wait, how did you say his name?
Joey Fatone. I think he's starting right after Charlie leaves.
Okay, but still, they're bringing in all of the young people. They're getting their eyes on it. They're getting them obsessed with Charlie, and then he's going to come on, and then all of like the millennials are going to come in and just obsess. So it's fantastic. It's perfect. They are fighting for their life on Broadway, and they're winning.
They're doing the right things. They are. Now.
Absolutely.
Another piece of Broadway news that we briefly touched on is that Smash has officially announced they're coming to Broadway.
Yes.
Previews will start March 11th with an opening night of April 10th.
Do we know where?
And it will be at the Imperial Theater,
Okay.
which is where Water for Elephants currently is.
Oh, ouch. Okay, so when? March 11th?
Yes.
Okay, mentally preparing. I love Robin Herder, you guys. I met her, actually, I think it was like my second time ever being in New York. And I just was obsessed with Moulin Rouge at that time. And I knew it was her because she was Nene. And I went up to her. She was so nice. And ever since, I've been like, Robin Herder, she is my girl. I love her. And she is going to be playing Megan Hilty's character. What it is her name? I remember Catherine McPhee's character's name is Karen, but I can't remember Megan Hilty's.
So to be honest, I know nothing about Smash. I've never seen it. I don't know anything.
You've never seen Smash?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you essential listening. I did like a 3-part series on From the Mezzanine on Smash. You have to.
Oh, really? I'll go
Yes.
back to it.
Please listen because honestly, it was a joy to revisit. Like Jeremy Jordan was in it. He sang my favorite song. And now I'm falling, baby, through the sky, I'm falling.
You know
through
who's in
the
it who I
sky.
love? John Bellman. Do you know him? He was in Shutt.
Oh, yes, of course.
He's
of course.
very fine.
Krista Rodriguez. Wait, what has Krista Rodriguez been in? She's super familiar.
I just saw her in something recently, I feel.
Oh, Into the Woods, Spring Awakening,
In the Heights.
Addams
She's
Family. Yeah,
Why
In the
did I
Heights.
just was reading
I know
about
her
her.
from Spring Awakening for sure. So Ivy is her name. That's who Robin Herder will be playing. It's Megan Hilty's like Marilyn Monroe-esque character. Brooks Ashmanskas is going to be Nigel,
He's familiar.
who, if I remember correctly,
He's in Once Upon a Mattress right now.
Mm.
That's why he's familiar.
if I remember correctly, that's the creator of the show, who I think is played by Christian Borle in the TV show. Anyways, it's a great Broadway cast. Don't get me wrong. I am stunned we don't have any Hollywood talent since this is such a glitzy. It was on TV. Like it's already crossed that line of being like catering towards all and being commercial. So I'm really surprised we only have Broadway people. Like I could have seen, okay, this is crazy, but like a Sabrina Carpenter being Ivy, like definitely, like that's too crazy. But like somebody like that, like I don't know, Addison
Renee
Rae.
Rapp.
Renee Rapp, but Renee is having her pop girl moment. She's
Yeah.
not coming back to
No,
Broadway,
no.
possibly ever. Do you think Renee Rapp will ever come back to Broadway?
Yes.
Really? I don't. She stopped doing Sex Life of College Girls. She's doing her pop thing. What would she come
She'll
back
get
for?
over it.
You think? Why do you say this? So like seriously.
I just think like she's going to peak and then she'll come down and she'll be like, oh, I should go back to my roots.
What do you mean by come down? You think she's like gonna like not be so popular anymore?
I think we are in a very specific era of pop girly right now.
Bryn, you're scaring me with this rhetoric.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean? No, pop
We are in
music is
very
here to
much
stay.
like, I know, but it's very like Y2K vibes right now. And like, I don't think that's going to be forever.
No, I think Renee Rapp is gonna like rise. I think she's gonna get higher and higher and higher. And
Yeah,
then
and then
Broadway
she'll get
will be
over
like
it.
a blip on her radar.
And then she'll be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
She's very like, I want to do what I want to do.
I know, but I mean, I feel like she's worked so hard to break out of the theater kid mold that if she came back, it would be all for nothing. Like, I feel like
I
she's
think
really tried to
her-
distance herself.
Her having done Mean Girls, the movie, is a sign that she'll do more theater.
Okay, this is true, but I feel...
And I think it'll be in a leading role in a show, a new show, or a big revival of something, and she will be the name behind it.
Well,
And
yes.
she'll be in it for like less than 6 months, and that's it.
Okay, I can see that. Like if she was Gypsy or some shit like
Yes.
that. Okay, I can see it. I don't think it's gonna happen though, but I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna happen. But she would
Not
have been good
anytime
on
soon.
Smash. But yeah, what do you think about this casting?
I am also surprised that there's not like one
Mm-hmm.
big name outside of the theater industry. I like know a lot of these people from theater, but I don't think like if I showed this list to like my sister, she wouldn't know a single person.
Who's playing Karen?
Carolyn Bowman.
Carolyn Bowman. She was recently Elsa in Frozen.
Oh yeah,
That's
she's
her.
so familiar.
yeah.
Bella Coppola, I've seen in 6.
The girlie you just scrolled past is in Gatsby. She's no, other way. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's an exciting Broadway cast. Okay, so Bryn, since you don't know a lot about Smash, let me educate you. Are you ready? Are you ready for an
Yeah, I'm
education?
ready.
So basically, the first episode is so good. You have to watch the first episode. You will be like, I'm hooked. This is the best show I've ever seen.
And you said Christian Borle's in it?
It's all stars. It is so Broadway coded. Leslie Odom Jr. is in it. Everybody you know is in it, girly.
Okay.
Everybody. So, anyways, it starts off so good with the pilot. And then it goes down, 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 down. And then the second season is like a fever dream. It is horrible. But that's when Jeremy Jordan's character is introduced. But even so, like if you are diehard Broadway, it is so good. It's so Glee. Like they have dance, like musical numbers that are like in their imaginations and stuff all the time. Like it has all of those dance
When did
breaks.
it come
You
out?
absolutely have to watch it. It had to have been like 2010-ish.
Can't believe I didn't know about it.
I can't believe you didn't know about it, but you also weren't like a Broadway girly when you were younger. But yeah, so good. Megan Hilty is insane in it. Unfortunately, Catherine McPhee is atrocious. Do you know who Catherine McPhee is? Okay, she was on American Idol, and I think this was one of the first things she did after American Idol. She's married to David Foster, who is doing Boop the musical right now, but David Foster is like a great of musical theater. And so, yeah, that's her. But her acting was so bad.
I can't believe you're saying that on the podcast.
I've already said it. I've already said all of this stuff on the pod. And yeah, like, oh my God, it's crazy how bad she was. But her singing was fabulous. And yeah, I can't wait for you to watch it. We should watch the first episode.
Okay, we'll watch it. You just made me realize we won't go into this because this is so long. But there's like no talk about Boop. Like I feel like Boop hasn't been in the media at all. There's like nothing about Boop.
I haven't seen any marketing, haven't been reached out to do any marketing. Yeah, I don't know. It'll come.
I'm excited for it.
When is it coming?
Like February or something.
Yeah,
the new year.
That's not far away. Okay, interesting.
Anyway,
well, we'll be tracking that.
just
Yeah,
made me
that
think
is
of that.
interesting to note. Jasmine Amy Rogers, amazing. Love her. Okay, well, I feel like I'm wrapping this up really quickly. So, but we have gone so overboard.
We're so long. There's more we could talk about, including the Warriors album.
Oh my God! Wait. Okay. Wait. Girlies. I have to chat about it. Okay, just real quick. Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman have been rumored to be dating, and it's absolutely crazy. And I love it. But Sutton Foster filed for divorce this week, which, like, I know I say I bring you the tea and the gossip on here, but, like, let's be honest. This is the biggest tea and gossip I've ever heard in my life. And so we have to talk about it. So she filed for divorce. Hugh Jackman was divorced from his long-time wife about a year ago. So this is all coming together. And now it's been announced that they're, like, actually dating, like, fully in a relationship, keeping things under wraps. They're not, like, stepping out and doing publicity together or anything, but like they spend every waking moment together is basically what they said on page 6, you guys. So not confirmed by any of them, but it's confirmed by sources close to them.
Their stage chemistry was great.
Really? I mean, I love it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's age appropriate. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't even talk. They're like 6 years different, like love.
Did you see that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds went to Anne Juliet this week?
I did. See, exactly. Like Taylor Swift can go see Romeo and Juliet.
I would have died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If they were in the audience when I was there. Anyway, one quick note. Warriors album.
Oh my God, wait. Tell them what you think about Sutton and Hugh.
Oh, it's crazy.
Do you ship?
Of course I ship. I just like, I try not to get too much into people's I don't know. Like, did she come out saying that she filed for divorce, or did some creepy fan find her divorce records online because that's what people do and then publicize it against her liking? You know, like,
okay.
You know,
at the surface, Bryn, come on. At the surface.
It's great.
Yeah, you love it? Because you saw them in Music Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you love.
And they love each other.
Yeah, I think it would be a really sweet relationship.
That's so fun. I just read her book too. I'm so in my Sutton Foster era. Like,
and he is like as A-list as it gets.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like the stars are aligning for them, and she's just gonna like, I can see the love.
And then Greatest Showman's gonna come to Broadway, and they'll be in it together, and then it'll be, you know,
never enough.
Can you imagine?
Y'all are all gonna be so mad at that one person who said I can sing on the podcast. Anyways,
what's your favorite song from Warriors?
It has to be So Far, which like basic, but I've only listened to it all the way through 2 times, so I need to listen to it all the way through again. I like Quiet Girls. However, I think my favorite song is the first song.
Survive the Night
into Roll Call. I love that.
Mine is Sick of Running. sick of running.
Yeah, I have to listen to it again. Like, I know in a week these will not be my favorite songs, but I really, really love it. I absolutely hate Alex Bonielli. What's his name?
Boniello.
I hate his songs, but it's not because of him. I think he's doing incredible, and I think on a stage, his performance will be amazing. It's just like death metal. And he's like, warriors come out to play. And I'm like, my ears. Like,
I had no idea he could sing like that.
You've heard it. Listened to that. Ooh.
Like, I know this man from being Connor and Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah,
and
I
being
hate
best
it.
friends with Andrew Barth Feldman.
It like jars me. I'm like listening to Lin-Manuel Miranda bopping out, and then I hear his voice. I'm like, oh my God.
Joshua Henry sounds really good in it.
Yeah, Casey Lake sounds really good in it. I like it. I like that all the boroughs have different sounds.
Yeah.
Very fun, very unique. I cannot imagine what it will be like on a stage. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's showing the world what musical theater can be.
Yeah, as Lynn always does.
And
he
now
always does
like,
something different.
It's just another example of like, if you say that you're not a theater person, you just haven't found the theater for you.
Amen, honey. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this extra long episode of From the Mezzanine.
I'm a yapper.
We have sat here and yapped our faces off. Oh my God, don't sit like that.
Sorry.
Wait, sorry, I love you. What? I felt like I was being really mean in that moment.
No.
Since we have sat here,
I just was melting because we talked so long.
for so long, and yapped our face off, the least you could do is leave me a review. You guys are so nice over there, and I think we should keep it up because I love a nice review. It truly makes my life. Tell us how much you love From the Mezzanine, and also tell your Broadway bestie that they should listen to From the Mezzanine. Bryn's mom's friend apparently has been listening to From the Mezzanine and had no idea that she was listening to Bryn on my podcast, and it was just crazy. So anyways, tell your friends about it, because guess what? They might be listening too. And subscribe on YouTube, follow wherever you're listening on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. And thank you, Bryn, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Always.
I'm sorry I talked so much.
How dare you talk on a podcast? How dare you? Okay, you guys. Well, you can go and join me over on the Patreon at Meet Me at the Stage Door. Patreon is $5.99 a month. You get the one extra bonus episode, if you want to call it that. We just yap a little bit more about Broadway after the episode wraps. And I also give them first access to the Broadway vlogs. Also, like, exclusive access because I'm lazy and I forget to put them on YouTube. And also, I've been doing FTM story times. And let me just tell you, this month's story time, the tea is hot. So get excited.
And you can submit questions when you do interviews.
Yeah, right. Like they're the ones who get to submit the listener question. So go and join me over on the Patreon to become one of my Broadway besties. The link is in the show notes below.
Do it.
And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.